have to deal with the lighting. I didn't feel like turning on the lights for this. It's late. Well, not late, but I'm tired. Anyways. I did something really bad. I wasn't thinking straight, and I was hoping to save myself. I think that act was my biggest mistake. It's haunted me ever since. I already felt regret right away, but later, when my mind cleared, the severity of what I had done caught up to me. I had tried to. I checked up on Norman a couple of days ago. I had to make sure he was okay. He was at home, but he didn't seem to have any memory of what had happened. He was also convinced that Steven had been taken by that thing. I wasn't sure how to feel or act. All these conflicting emotions, annoyance, yet also relief that I had failed. I was really angry that more people were aware of that thing now. I couldn't accept that I was wrong, so I told Norman that if Steven really was in danger, he needed to take care of it. I don't remember whether I thought Steven was in danger or not. You see, that tall thing does horrible things to your memory too, but I think he uploaded something so I was sure he was fine. We even all met up to film the next day, all except Norman. I still decided to go through with filming that day because I couldn't do anything but think about that movie. But then Norman was gone and it was my fault. I had told Norman to go take care of it, and then he vanished, all because I couldn't just be honest about that thing. I wasn't always the most honest person all the time, but I was never this big of a fucking liar. I think that tall thing amplified all my worst personality traits. It made me worse. It made just the worst version of myself that already was horrible. Or maybe it was all my own doing, I don't know. But then I went home and I had missed a phone call. There was a voicemail and I checked it. It was Norman. He was wrong. He was different. He knew what I had done, so I didn't call back. And then later he started calling me again and I just ignored it, and that kept going on for a while. Norman's disappearance rattled everybody, and I could see that Parker and Noah were growing more paranoid. I knew they hadn't encountered the monster. Otherwise, they would have told me already, but I could tell that it was still looming around them. Parker tried to act tough about it, but I knew them too well. You know what bothered me? That I couldn't continue on with the movie that smoothly anymore. It was stuck in my head. This stupid fucking movie. It's like that thing amplified all of my obsessions too. It amplified my insecurities, my obsessions, my ego, and my lies. So when Noah came to me one day and told me that he started seeing this thing, I told him that it was in his head. He hadn't told Parker yet, and I told him not to. I did think that maybe this might make things better if he thought that there wasn't actually any physical threat. He might feel safer. But I also just couldn't tell him that I had been keeping this a secret. Noah didn't seem to remember Steven having told us about the thing, and that was just the start of his memory issues. Steven tried to talk to other people about this, and he even asked if he could talk to me, which I declined, of course, but he talked to Parker, and then he planned on meeting up with Parker. There was this one video he uploaded to the channel, which I was still keeping up with, by the way. where he planned on meeting up with Parker, and he then encountered the tall thing. He was dragging Parker into this mess too. I had to stop him somehow. He wouldn't listen to me, and I couldn't admit my mistakes. So I created these messy drawings, basically telling him to not talk to Parker. I woke up early to get to his place before he'd wake up to leave the notes there, and my my memory of this is pretty fuzzy. But at this point, I had started to record myself just to help with the memory issues. I thought I had just gone straight to Steven's place with the notes, but later I looked over the footage and Norman had come to my place as whatever weird creature he is now, and the tall shadow thing was there as well, and Norman left when he saw it. I don't know if he was scared of it or if it made him realize something or whatever, but well, later that day at school, me and Noah both got a call from Parker's parents asking if I knew where they were. Turns out Parker had vanished that day as well. After Parker vanished, things got even worse for me and Noah. He grew unstable and it just got so much worse. It didn't help that Steven was constantly pointing cameras in our faces. I also got worse. I lied more, both to Noah and to Steven. My lies became more and more complex, and I did some really horrible stuff, like trying to scare Steven away from the investigation with more papers, this time using the disappearance of Norman and Parker as a scare tactic. I did want Steven to stop investigating for this, for his and others' sake, but it was also born out of my own selfish wants, because I couldn't admit I was wrong. And because I still wanted to work on that stupid fucking movie. I even tried to convince Noah and Steven to continue to work with me. That didn't work out, of course. I was watching Steven's videos, and there was this one segment where like someone sent him a message to go out into the woods and find something. I worried about what it could have been, and I had this thought in my head: what if it's like evidence of that one terrible thing I did? So I went before Steven and I found it. It was a little packaged USB drive. I took it with me and left more papers for Steven to find. I was right. It was a video of Norman's last couple of days before he changed. And there was a clip of me doing that thing, horrible thing. I decided to keep this to myself. Things just kept going from there, and more people got involved. This guy named Vico, who was working with Steven, who grabbed me by my collar, yelled in my face one time, and this other individual who was like st- stalking and fucking with Steven. Now I know that person is Jackie, but I didn't know their identity for a good while. Um, I was lying so much and keeping things from others that I clouded my own brain, and I wasn't sure what was true and what was false. I just tried to keep up with Steven's uploads to see what was going on, and there were a few his videos with this weird striped individual. It looked similar to how Norman looked, and mm, I don't know if I just wasn't sure of it or if I couldn't accept that he turned into that because of my actions. But I tried to not think about how Stripes was likely Norman. Norman. At some point, I decided to stop trying to make the movie with Noah and Steven. And I got new actors to work with. Marcus, Edigert, and Blythe. I tried to get started on something with them when Steven and Noah figured out, and I don't know. I tried to apologize to Noah the next day, but then when I returned to my car, I saw that my camera had been taken by Jackie, and they had left a note basically blackmailing me into returning that USB I took from them, or they'd tell everyone what I did. I did so, but I couldn't leave the evidence of my actions behind, so I cut them out. I guess Jackie noticed that because they ended up showing Noah and Steven a bunch of stuff about me. That's when my lies started unraveling at first, but I guess I sort of got lucky. Steven started uploading onto the channel again, and it's clear that he had forgotten everything that happened. Turns out he and Noah had encountered that whole thing and lost their memory. Well, on Noah's birthday, Steven came up to me and tried to talk me into helping him. I was already caught in my web of falsehoods and lies, whatever. So I basically had to like accept that I was somehow involved in this. I decided to take the chance to try to put him off course. I wasn't sure how to. I mean, there was no way to take Steven like off this path now, but ugh. I was also interested in figuring out what happened to Parker and Norman. I I did I did want them back. We encountered that thing together, and at that point, I couldn't deny its existence anymore. I also couldn't acknowledge my lies, so I just pretended to not have known up till then. Eventually, he met Stripes, who threatened him. At that point, I decided he needed to leave Noah's place. He was putting all three of us in danger, but he didn't leave soon enough as the Tull thing attacked Noah and messed his head up even more. Steven left that night. At around this time, I managed to stop focusing on the movie and focusing on creating something else. I still had this need to create something, and I liked Ada Good and the others, so I tried to start another movie project with him. didn't really last long as their health all started declining. At that point, I realized I had brought that onto them, that thing into their lives too. We stopped talking. I don't even know how they're doing now. Eventually, Steven discovered the truth, recovered his memories, or something. I don't know. He discovered that I was aware of their memory loss and trying to manipulate them with it. We argued and he attacked me even, but I was still able to manipulate him, lie to him. I told him a story which made me look the best as possible, that it was completely selfless, that that tall thing spreads me a knowledge of it or something. At that point, I knew that wasn't true. At least Steven didn't immediately contact Noah again. That was important to me. But Steven just got worse. At one point, he attacked me and stole my phone. Did some video from Jackie of them stalking me. He discovered all those voicemails from Norman. Then he uploaded them online, of course. Soon after he tried to stab Noah. I tried to console Noah and tell him it was alright, but I was furious. I called Steven to tell him that if he tried to talk to Noah ever again, I would kill him. And I was being 100% serious. I would have done it, and I know I would have been capable of doing it. Right now, Steven is uploading those videos of Norman's last days of normalcy. My secrets are out, but I have to learn to tell those secrets. I have to tell Noah. I have come to terms with my actions. All the horrible shit I've done, just had I just been a little bit more honest and not given into my ego and my fear, things would be different. Maybe we'd all be together working out how to take that creature down, but it's too late for that now because of me. I can't undo my mistakes. I cannot fix them, but I can start to do better. I'm so sorry that I can't take my actions back, that I can't bring Norman or Parker back. All I want is to see them again. I'm not deflecting blame. All of this has always been me. I've always been in control of my own actions, but I think it's important to address how the haunting of the thing makes people's psyches significantly worse. It worsened all of my worst traits. It heightened my survival instinct. The selfish instinct to only look out for myself. It, to it, it made it harder to not act on it, but I still did. That was me. I did that. But I'm going to become better now. I'm going to do better now. That thing still scares the fuck out of me, and it will continue doing so, but I won't let myself get controlled by my fear and my selfish needs anymore. Tomorrow, I'm going to go to Noah and tell him the entire truth. And then, if Noah thinks it's a good idea, I'll tell Steven too. Tomorrow, everything will change. Tomorrow, I'll change. Norman.
Hi, Lucas.
Hi.
Can I come in?
Well, what are you doing here?
It's a whole thing. It's a long story. It's got to do with this whole shadow thing. Again, it's a long story. It's just, I missed you and I needed to see you again.
Well, I mean, it's good to see you too, Norman.
Are you okay?
I mean, I'm just so shocked to see you, and everyone's been so worried about you, since.
That's flattering to hear, but it's just, you seem a little shaken up. You sure you're okay? Can I come in?
No.
What? You don't trust me? It's a shame that I can't use you, but I can't let you walk away with that information either. You put the camera away. I'm so tired of every single time I talk to one of you guys, you put a fucking camera in my face. So...
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Norman. Norman, I can make you an offer.
What?
So you need someone who trusts you, right? I know what you can do. I've seen Steven's videos. I know how dangerous you can be. And all of that. But I know someone who hasn't seen any of those videos, who has no clue, and that is Noah.
You're not that selfish, are you?
But if you let me call him, I can get him to come over here for you.
Do it. I want to see how this plays out. Do it.
Okay. Hey, hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Okay,
There's everything else.
no, it's just, do you remember our old YouTube channel that we, had, Blake Moth?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I need you to go on the channel, watch the newest video right now.
What was that?
Shut it down. Hit them.
What?
Third floor, that's where he lives.
I know he lives. Oh, you. Oh my God. They're not leaving any evidence left. Well, good job.